All right, guys. Welcome back. This is Timothy Okonkwo, and I'm the convener for this training and this course. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about closing. Basically, going to be talking about closing, and this closing is going to be much like both in print and in closing over the phone. This training is basically for small business owners and affiliate marketers. Um, One of the most important thing or the whole concept of affiliate marketing is making sales. Affiliate marketing is meant to teach you how to make sales of products that you don't own. And in the long run, you learn sales generally, and you will be able to make sales both for your product and for the product or services of other persons, right? Okay, now that said, I like us to move directly or to dive in straight into what we want to talk about. So, what is closing? What is closing? Closing is the process of completing a sale. Closing is the process of completing a sale. It's the process where you take someone from the point where they are interested in your product to the point where they eventually pay for your product. And a whole lot of things happens before a sale is made, before you close someone, right? There's so much that happens in the person's psychological being, in the person's head and mind for the person to be able to have made a decision to buy your product. All right. In the topic of closing, there are basically 7 things that must happen. So I'm going to be taking you through the journey of the 7 things, and I will be showing you, I'll also be telling you, it's basically going to be on both if you're closing over the phone and if you're closing in print, which is basically in writing. All right. So we are going to be looking at it from the very first one. Ideally, before you close someone or before you make a sale, you should have been able to, if you've watched some of my other videos, especially in copywriting and in lead generation and in Facebook ads, I talked about the importance of doing audience research. All right. Audience research is extremely very important because at the point where you are making your research, you'll be able to understand the different kind of pains your target audience is experiencing or is facing, right? Okay, now, so in this aspect, I'm going to be giving some basic example. I'm going to be using myself as my as an example of the um experience that I've gone through on how I was able to be closed, all right, on how I was closed into sales of some certain product as at a particular time. All right. Okay, now, so here are the 7 steps that you must ensure that you cover before a sale is made, before you close a sale. First of all, you want to look at the prospect's pain. That's the first step. I'm going to delve in deeper into all of this, but I'm just going to list it out for you to have a holistic view of what I'm talking about. So you have to look at the prospect's pain. The second thing you want to look at is doubts, doubts in the mind of the prospects. And the third thing you want to look at is costs. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all of this. Third thing you want to look at is costs, the cost implication of that problem. And the fourth thing you want to look at is desire. You want to look at the desire. And the fifth thing you want to look at is money. All right, money. That's the fifth thing. And the sixth process in sales closing is support. All right, it is support. And the last element in sales closing is trust. Trust. So I'm going to drive back now and get back to the beginning. So we get to touch all of this very well. We get to understand what they mean. So the first thing there is pain. Before you close someone, you want to look at the research you've made. Come up with the research you've made, go back to the drawing book and look at, okay, so what are the pains this person is experiencing? Meanwhile, I'd like to let you know that there are two different kinds of pain. All right, there are two different kinds of pain. The first kind of pain a prospect might experience is called a problem, right? It's called a problem. Another kind of pain a prospect might experience is called an unfulfilled desire. Two different kind of pain, and I'll give you an example. The first kind of pain is problem. So, like I said, I'm going to be using myself as an example. Years back, which was not really too far distant away, shortly before I left the banking system. I usually give this as an example because it's something that happened to me, and I know a lot of people relate with it. So years back, that was in 2019, basically. Yeah, so 2019, 2018, 2019, yeah. I was overweight. All right. I was seriously overweight, and I I was overweight, and I stood the risk of a whole lot of things, and how I didn't even know until then. I was still working with the bank, and we were asked for a compulsory medical checkup. The reason for this checkup, I believe, then was because of the essence um, problem that was happening in the banking sector. In the banking sector at that time, there were a lot of persons who were dying, and it seems like they were not really taking care of their health. Okay, so, and a lot of persons, a lot of them at the time, didn't even know if they were having underlying health issues, all right? Because, the banking system is extremely very busy. It's a vicious, continuous circle, which almost gives you little or no time left for yourself and even for your health, all right? So we actually asked to do this compulsory health checkup. And one of the first things I was asked to do when I got to the doctor's office was to check my weight. And when I did, I was weighing over 110 kg. And the doctor was, he became very worried, and he told me that this was really dangerous. Okay. It was dangerous because at that very time, one of the things I had physically was I had serious pot belly. And I also noticed I usually get tired easily when I get to do very little strenuous work. Might not really be very strenuous, but the very little thing I would do, I would really get exhausted and tired. And in addition to the pot belly and oversized shape. So when the doctor told me the danger of what I faced at that weight I was weighing, the risk of the heart disease, diabetes, um, stroke, possible stroke, and a whole lot of other things, I became worried. And every single day for the next few days got me really, really worried. Now, this was a pain, and this pain was a problem, right? Like I said initially, there are two different kind of pains. The first kind of pain is problem, and the second kind of pain is unfulfilled desire. So you need to understand which your prospect is experiencing as at the time you are trying to close them. So at this point, I was experiencing what we call a problem because I was constantly thinking about, oh God, what if I have a head issue? What if I have a heart disease? What if I get stroke? What if there was so many what if that was bothering my head, right? And I wasn't really happy. So that was a problem. It was a pain that was a problem. Now, the other kind of problem or pain that I was experiencing after some time, because shortly after then, I immediately started working out, started my weight loss journey that has really brought me down to the point where I am today. Just like every other person who would want to start something and you would instantaneously want a result, some sort of result. That was exactly what happened to me because when I started my weight loss journey, started working out, avoiding certain kind of food, and at some certain kind of time, I was thinking everything was just going to be miraculous. I was thinking everything was going to be like the speed of light. So every day I would look at myself in the mirror and I'll look at my boobs and I'll look at my tummy and other parts of my body that was looking very big. And it seems as if my progress was insignificant. All right. It was everything I was doing was almost not showing. And so I really wanted a fast result. I really wanted some kind of result. And if you've been in the journey of weight loss, you realize that sometimes these things can even become very discouraging for you, and you would want to stop. You might want to stop what you've been doing. So this part of the problem I was experiencing at this stage was called unfulfilled desire. Unfulfilled desire of wanting my tummy to go down, unfulfilled desire of dropping my weight from over 110 kg to at least 80 kg, unfulfilled desire of, you know, having to do things energetically without really getting exhausted. Those things were unfulfilled desire. They got me worried. So it's another kind of pain as well. Sometimes your prospects might feel one kind of pain, which is basically a problem. They might not really have an unfulfilled desire. And sometimes they might have the unfulfilled desire, which might not really be a problem. For example, um, if you have a client who is averagely in a month doing 200,000 as a monthly turnover, this is pure profits. And the client is bothered because over the last 6 months, the client has consistently made 200,000. It's not as if he's not making sales. He's making sales. He's making money, but he might have a pain, and his pain might be unfulfilled desire. He wants to be able to, excuse me, he wants to be able to be making 500,000 naira monthly. And he might have tried some possible ways to scale his um, income and might not have been successful. All right. So he might be having an unfulfilled desire. This is a pain. It's not really a problem. It's not really a problem because he's making money. It's not as if he's not making money. This is just an example. But it's an unfulfilled desire of not being able to make move over from 200,000 to 500,000 there. All right. So most of your prospects might really not have what we call the problem pain. They might have what we call the unfulfilled desired pain. All right. So this is where audience research comes into place. And you want to ask yourself, if I am an affiliate marketer who's selling a digital product that has to do with Amazon KDP, what is the pain that my targeted audience will be experiencing? You would understand that some persons who buy Amazon KDP program might be experiencing the problem kind of pain, which is that they might be jobless. They might be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad. They could be students. They could be unemployed. And so their kind of pain is a problem. And what is the problem? A problem of making money for themselves at the end of the month. Being able to make money and being able to take care of their family, being able to pay their bills, being able to pay for their kids' fees, being able to pay for their rents, being able to take care of basic amenities, being able to take care of their light bills, water bills, and stuff like that. This is a major problem they're experiencing. And that problem they're experiencing is a major pain. And that could be most likely be the reason that they are actually opting in for this Amazon KDP, right? So this could be your audience. Another part of your audience could be employed workers. These are people that are already earning, they're making money at the end of every month, but they want passive income. They want to start earning money that would be able to help them to take care of other expenses. Like they want to scale, they want to grow. Take, for example, at the end of the month, they're able to receive 100,000 naira as their month salary, and their expenditure, their transport fare to work, their feeding, taking care of their family, their rent, their everything that they are doing, factoring into the salary that they are receiving would leave them with almost nothing. Let's say all the expenditure is almost at a 90 to 95,000 naira monthly. You now notice that they are only left with 5,000 naira they could save, right? These persons want to scale. They want to be able to work and be able to get savings stored into their accounts so that at the end of the year, they would have something to show off for their working. Now, you would notice that these people have a pain, but their pain is not really a major problem. Their pain is unfulfilled desire. They want to scale, they want to make more money, they want to be able to save more money, be able to travel to some part of the world, be able to do some other things just in case some emergencies occur. This might be the reason why they are buying Amazon KDP. All right. So you might have a blend of both audiences in your marketing campaign or as your leads or as your customers you've already acquired. Right. So understanding the pain is the first thing to closing a sale. So if, for example, you are closing a sale over the phone, you want to first of all establish the reason why this call is there in the first place. So you want to ask questions. So, hey, Mr. John, I understand that you are having this XYZ challenge, right? You allow the person to answer, and you go further by asking, okay, I would like to know over how long have you experienced this challenge? Person could tell you, well, over the last 2 years, it's really been tough. It's really been a challenge for me. I've not been able to do this or do that. Oh, I see. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, within this period of time, what do you think? I mean, what have you tried in trying to solve this pain? What have you tried? This time around, you're trying to find out from the person the options they tried to solve these challenges. Person could say, okay, I've been able to do this, I've been able to do that, and like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Now you are trying to establish the pain. Establishing the pain will help you to understand why this person is even wanting to looking for a solution in the first place. Establishing the pain will also help you, depending on how you ask your questions and how skillful you are with it, would also help you to know the extent to which this person has been suffering with this pain and how eager this person would want to even want a solution. Excuse me. So this is the first element to sales closing. The second thing you want to look at in sales closing is doubt. Doubt. So every person you would want to close experiences what we call two different kind of doubts: self-doubt and doubt on the product. Okay. And I'll still use myself as an example. When I first wanted to get on this weight loss journey, I had majorly self-doubt, right? Self-doubt of, would I be able to do this? I was weighing over 110 kg. Would I be able to work hard and drop over 30 to 40 kg? I doubted myself. I doubted my ability to do this. And a lot of persons experience this. They experience what we call the self-doubt a whole lot. So people want to take or do something that will transform them. They are left with a whole lot of talk in their head, like if they're going to be able to do this, if the product, okay, let's not even talk about the doubts of the product. If if they can do it, if they will have the time to do it, if they will have the resources to do it, if they will have the willpower to do it, if they can actually do it, this is a self-doubt. And for example, when I was selling the Amazon KDP, I knew that people had self-doubts. And some of the self-doubt people have is when they hear of Amazon KDP, their mind instantly goes to writing. And a lot of people were not writers. They don't know how to write content. They don't know how to craft content. They are not writers and authors, basically. And so the first thing I had to let them know is that Amazon KDP doesn't even require you to be a writer. Doesn't even require much of your time. This is a self-doubt. Doesn't even require you to be technical. So every of those things that could make them to doubt themselves was what I was actually pushing from the onset. And you can actually look at these doubts as objections, internal objections, right? You also have what we call objection or doubts on the product. So when I was starting on my weight loss journey, I didn't really want to go on any kind of supplements or anything. The products that it wasn't really a product, but I made some research and I read some things online, and I noticed that ginger was a very good way of burning fat, right? I took ginger, something they call mint leaf. So I took a combination of ginger, mint leaf, and a whole lot, plenty of cucumber, because cucumber is very good for weight loss, has a lot of water elements, and very, very good for weight loss. So at first, because I haven't done it before, I had this doubt of, was it going to work for me? Would I really be able, is it possible for me to lose weight with cucumber, mint leaf, and ginger? And as at the time, I also went online and Googled and downloaded a whole lot of videos for workouts. And those were the workouts that I was now practicing in um in the office gym at the time. So I had this doubt on the product, which was basically on the things I had to eat and the workout I had to do. I had a doubt if those things were going to work in addition to my self-doubt that I had. All right. The third element, so you have to be able to understand these doubts and find out if understand the kind of doubts the person have and be able to quash them in your content or even while trying to talk with a person one-on-one. And the third stage in closing is cost. COST, the cost. What is this problem costing them? What is this problem costing them? So, for example, on my own weight loss, what was my problem costing me? One of the major problem I had then was they were just certain kind of clothes that I used to have that I couldn't wear anymore because I had my tummy all bulging, and when I buttoned my shirts to a point, couldn't go anymore. It was like a flu. My shirt would get buttoned at the top and at the middle wouldn't button, and almost at the bottom I could fix in a button or two. It was costing me. It was costing me the beauty of wearing my beautiful clothes. It was also costing me health-wise because each passing day that I don't do anything about my health, I stood the chance or the risk of having one of those crazy health diseases, diabetes, stroke, a heart disease, and even high level of cholesterol, right? So those were the things it was costing me. And in addition to looking very, very unattractive, and for most men, you would relate that this could even go further. This is a more deeper cost. This could go further in affecting you sexually, right? So you want to look at what this problem is costing, what this pain rather is costing the person. So if, for example, you're selling Amazon KDP, you're selling the AMAP products, or you would be selling this product, which is the AMSP. If you're going to be selling this product is specifically designed for small business owner and affiliate marketers. Um, Not just small business owner, not just affiliate marketers, but even people who want to start making a living for themselves. So you could be a student, you could be a mom, you could be a stay-at-home mom, you could be an undergraduate, you could be a stay-at-home dad, so you could be unemployed, or you could also be employed, you could be a 9 to 5 worker, just something that would help you to make an extra income or to start making income in the first place. So you want to look at these different stages of customers or audiences that you might have. What is the problem of not making either money or more money or not having a digital skill is costing them? Is it costing them the fact that they're not able to become technological relevant in this ever speeding um, technological world? Is it costing them the fact that they're not able to make an additional income at the end of the month passively without even doing running to jobs, basically? Personally, I'm a 9 to 5er, and most times I earn passively from digital courses, training classes, webinars, and stuff like that. All right. So you want to look at what this will be costing them, the different kind of cost it will mean to them. And the moment you tell someone, if you don't take this action in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, what do you think situation will be like? Would you be able to take care of this? What would you tell your spouse? Like, would you be able to achieve your dreams or your goals or aspirations? These talk about the cost implication of what the person. You could do this via written content. You could also do this over the phone. All right. Just think about the cost implication. The fourth thing you want to look at is the desire. And so in copywriting, you basically call this future pacing, right? What is this desire? You want to paint a vivid image of what life will be like when they have actually taken this decision on working on themselves or taking a product or buying a product. So, for example, one thing that kept me going, I really did not, the only thing that motivated me at the onset was the discussion I had with the doctor when he told me the health cost implication of what I was going to face and what I was going to experience. So the only thing those things he told me was what motivated me. But in achieving results, most times you just don't need that spark of motivation. You also need what we call an imagined outcome. That is what I want to call it, an imagined outcome. So what I always had in my head was whenever I close my eyes, I see myself having this physique of like Arnold Schwarzenegger or the physique of um, Sylvester Stallion or this physique of, very cool people with good bicep, tricep, chest, and good, six packs. And I would always imagine how my clothes would fit on me. I would always imagine the admiration I would always have. I would, I imagined a whole lot of things. I also now imagine how healthy I would become, how I could do a whole lot of physical activity without really getting so pretty exhausted and a whole lot of things. And how I would usually probably be recognized when I get to some place. Those were imagined outcome, and this was what helped me to keep going because as soon as I started consistently working out, after about a month, I started seeing visible results. Most of my clothes started becoming very flappy. I started seeing very visible results. And the more I saw results, the more I imagined more outcome of what my body could look like if I don't relent. So think about the desire, think about the imagined outcome of what your prospects would experience. For if you're selling the Amazon KDP or you're selling the AMAP course or you're selling this particular course, you would be looking at what this could mean for your prospects. What is the desired outcome they could get? All right. And this could be anywhere from making money, traveling, being able to take care of their kids, being able to take care of their basic challenges and bills and stuff like that, right? So create the desire, the imagined outcome in their head, all right? The fifth element in closing a sale is money. You want to look at if the prospect can afford what you are, the solution that you're offering to them. Now, in doing this, some prospect might say, uh, "Oh God, I really need this. Like, I really need this. This is so important, and I believe in this process. The problem I'm having right now is that I don't have up to this amount." So this time around, you know that there's intent. You've been able to ascertain that there's intent to buy. The person is interested in the product, the person is interested in the service, the person is interested in your solution, but the challenge is money. The person really do not have enough money to purchase the solution. So this is what you do. Help them to create a possible instrumental payment plan. All right. So they could pay twice, they could pay three times, depending on the cost, the price of your products. Right. Now, there could be another situation where someone might have the money, but they don't see your product as valuable enough for them to spend the money on. So someone could say, um, I have this, I can afford this course, but I really don't see myself spending 50,000 naira on this course. Like, I don't feel it's worth it. So this time around, you understand that this person has the money, but he doesn't really have the intent to want to spend the money on your product or your solution or your service, right? So you get to understand their heart condition, or you get to understand how they see your product. Now you now know that you haven't done enough value proposition. So you understand that your value proposition ladder is very faulty, because if someone is having a problem with pricing and feeling that they have the money but they really can't purchase your product, it boils down to the fact that you've done a poorly bad job on value proposition. And so you need to understand how to do your value proposition for your clients, your prospects, for your audience, to see how valuable your product is for them to spend their money on. All right. The sixth element is support. This really doesn't work in most cases, but I've experienced it. I once sold to a client who needed this. So support is on the sixth element of closing is support. So what's support? Basically, support in closing is when you meet a client who can't take a sales decision alone. If you're doing B2B, let's say you're doing B2B, like business to business closing, some persons might not be the decision maker, but they are the ones that would, source out this information and probably want to hold a meeting with you. But they might not be the decision makers. It might be a board of directors. They need to go back, discuss it, and be able to now make a final decision. So this decision is solely not for the person. So this is where you look at support. So in closing, you want to find out like, oh, Mr. John. So if, for example, now this product is a go-ahead, this service is a go-ahead for you, and it's going to be able to help you to achieve this. Tell me, is there someone else who would be there to help you or could join in making this decision with you? A person could say, oh, yeah, we have a board of directors. I can't take this decision unanimously. I already love this process. I want to go with it, but I need to go back and discuss with the board of directors and see if it's something that we all unanimously can agree and would want to go on with. So you then know that this process, the decision can't completely be done unless they've all agreed. At one point, when I was selling the Amazon KDP early last year, I once met a man who, after about 3 weeks of receiving consistent content from me, chatted me up. It was in a group. Actually, I was sending the contents in the group. So the man chatted me up and said, I have been reading your content and your content has been pretty amazing. It's like each time I start reading your content, I get glued. I really want to get this program, but please just give me 24 hours. I need to discuss with my wife and tell her about this product and see if it's something that she would want to do. The only thing I told the man was this: when it comes to support, I just only asked him, does it mean now that if your wife tells you no, that this is not a goal, and you have been able to ascertain the challenge you have, and you have seen the potential of what this solution can do for you, you've seen the reality, you've seen testimonials, you've seen that in the next couple of months, your story would change. Are you trying to tell me that if your wife says no, it would affect the ability for you to experience this massive change? And he said, no, 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 no. That was a point where he said, I just need to tell her for telling sake, not so that she will just be aware, but she's not going to stop me from taking the decision that I'm saying. And I was able to see the man's standpoint that he just needed to tell the wife, but his mind was already made up. So eventually, before 24 hours, he reached out to me and got the product and paid for it, right? So you also need to find out the support. Try to find out if there's someone else who would sign off on them taking this. And the last thing we want to talk about is trust. Trust. Before people buy from you, they must trust. At this point, you might say they must trust you. No, yes, they would have to trust you, but the first thing is they need to trust in the process that you are sharing with them. You see, when I talk about digital products and people making money from digital products, a lot of people don't trust in the fact that digital products or knowledge products or information products can make money for them. So in your sales closing, whether written or verbal or over the call, you need to help them trust in the process, in the concept. You need to help them trust in the concept of making money through digital products, through information products, through knowledge products. The more you make them trust in the process, the human brain is wired in such a way that if you're trying to sell them a concept, the next thing they want to think about is, so if this concept works, what product can I make it to work with? Right? So some persons believed that you could actually become fair if you could actually have good skin if you do some certain things. So when they believe that concept, then you want to show them some product they could use to get that result. So two kind of trust: help your prospect trust in the process, and then trust the product. If you are selling my product, which is AMSP, help them to trust the process, that it is very, very possible to make money selling your knowledge, your skills, and experiences. When they understand and believe in that prospect, and I mean in that concept and possibility, then it is now time for you to show them AMSP for them to get 15 digital skills that can help them to make passive income. This is the 7-step concept in sales closing And I hope you enjoy this section. Think about it, take notes, practice it, and see how your sales would skyrocket. My name is Timothy Okonkwo. I teach people how to make money with digital skills. And I also help affiliate marketers to make more sales, teaching them how to convert more sales and show them how to generate leads using Facebook ads. I'll see you in the next course. Cheers.